You know, for the longest time, I thought that mechs, giant fighting robots, didn't make sense because if you purpose built them for the military, then they would be very expensive to make, and an RPG 7 is like $2,000. However, I saw something today that changed my mind on that. I saw this on my morning walk, and yes, my morning walk is quite beautiful. I realized that all that hay would need specialized equipment to, load and essentially just put on a truck. And that got me thinking about other things that need specialized equipment just to, pick them up and move them. Like building a building, shipping containers, bunch of things in the automotive industry, and a ton of other things. I'm sure you can think of other things that are too heavy for humans to lift. And wouldn't it just be really easy if humans were bigger, then we could just, pick that stuff up and put it down somewhere else? We wouldn't need massive industries making specialized equipment for every single individual thing that needs picked up. Like the things that pick up this hay wouldn't be able to pick up the shipping container, wouldn't be able to pick up the part of a house that you're building. If we had something that was just bigger than us and you could pick things up and set them down somewhere else, then that would be able to replace all that equipment. And that would be a mech. Probably more akin to the power loader from Aliens or the AMP armor in Avatar. Probably not a Gundam. And yeah, it wouldn't be cheap to make, research, develop, all those sorts of things, but I'm sure that this hay picking up machine isn't really cheap to maintain either. So theoretically, there's a market for it. And I can definitely see this sort of thing being picked up by the military to help load up planes, load munitions, all that sort of thing. And a Humvee costs about $200,000 and it's up armored, but it's still quite vulnerable to a number of anti-tank RPG rounds. So the whole argument that expensive while still being vulnerable to these sorts of things kind of gets thrown out the window. Especially when we realize that the Humvee fills a specialized role of getting people from A to B, and a mech would also fill a specialty role of being able to pick things up and put things down, being able to move things that are too large for a human being to do. Like if there's a tree blocking the road or something, just get in the mech, pick it up, put it down. And then your convoy can continue. And this sort of thing would be really good for combat engineers as well. And I see this as also able to fill a combat role. US soldiers are going to strap guns on it and put armor on it and then use it for stuff. However, that would be secondary, and I think that the utility purposes that mechs have theoretically make a lot of sense. I don't know if the science is there yet, but I like the idea.